Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 1, sloka number 1. Dhritarashtrovacha Dharmakshetra Kurukshetre Samavetayu Mamaka Pandavaschaiva Kim Kurvata Sanjaya. Translation purport given by His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Dhritarashtra said, O Sanjay, after my sons and the sons of Pandu assembled in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra, desiring to fight, what did they do? Purport. We'll read the last two paragraphs in the purport. The word Dharmakshetra, a place where religious rituals are performed, is significant because in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, the Supreme Personality of Godhead was present. On the side of Arjuna, Dhritarashtra, the father of the Kurus, was highly doubtful about the possibility of his son's ultimate victory. In his doubt, he inquired from his secretary Sanjaya, what did they do? He was confident that both his sons and the sons of his younger brother Pandu were assembled in that field of Kurukshetra for a determined engagement of the war. Still, his inquiry is significant. He did not want a compromise between the cousins and brothers, and he wanted to be sure of the fate of the sons of the battlefield. Because the battle was arranged to be fought at Kurukshetra, which is mentioned elsewhere in the Vedas as a place of worship. Even for the denizens of heaven, the Dhrashta became very fearful. The Dhrashta became very, very fearful about the influence of the holy place on the outcome of the battle. He knew very well that this would influence Arjuna and the sons of Pandu favorably. Because by nature there was all virtues of Sanjaya was a student of Vyasa, and therefore by the mercy of Vyasa, Sanjaya was able to envision the battlefield of Kurukshetra, even while he was in the room of Dhritarashtra. And so Dhritarashtra asked him about the situation on the battlefield. Both the Pandavas and the sons of Dhritarashtra belong to the same family, but Dhritarashtra's mind is disclosed herein. He deliberately claimed only his sons as Kurus, and he separated the sons of Pandu from the family heritage. One can thus understand the specific position of Dhritarashtra in his relationship with his nephews, the sons of Pandu, as in the paddy field, the unnecessary plants are taken out. So it is expected from the very beginning of these topics that in the religious field of Kurukshetra, where the father of religion, Sri Krishna, was present, the unwanted plants like Dhritarashtra's son Duryodhana and others would be wiped out, and thoroughly religious persons headed by Yudhishthira would be established by the Lord. This is the significance of the words Dharmakshetra and Kurukshetra, apart from the historical and Vedic importance. Om Jnanatimirandasya ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकधामह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरो दीनतारिणम् हरे कृष्ण religious principles are very important, and if they are not followed, then we or anyone will lead to problems. In this world. Or to follow religious principles, one requires strong association through relationship. Dhritarashtra knows everything. Please understand this. This is a very important subject matter. Dhritarashtra, he knows everything. He knows who Krishna is. He knows what Dharma is. He knows how Dharma will stand on four legs. Tapa, Saucham, Daya, Satyam. He knows. He knows that he should do tapasya. He should be compassionate. Saucham, he should be clean. He should follow cleanliness. And then he should be truthful. But his understanding here, which is very clearly shown through his words. Dear devotees, if you want to know how who a person is, you need to speak with them. I'll tell another important aspect. Especially if a person who is practicing the science of Krishna consciousness, we know what to speak before whom. That means we learn how to speak because we've been hearing through so many personalities who gave us association. And then they always tell Krishna is supreme and we should respect devotees. So whenever we see devotees, the thing which was there, which we have heard, that comes out. That comes out naturally. Please understand, this is important. That comes out naturally. But to our home people who are there in the home, we see them every day, na? Now I'll tell another important aspect through this. When we see our home people who are there at our home, our wife, children, our father, mother, father-in-law, mother-in-law, or some other personalities, your cousins, you see them, right? With them, we will not behave the same way with which we behave with the devotees in the devotee circle. This is one set or one realm. There is another realm at home, at devotees also they behave like same way. That is another realm, which is little more degraded. There is another realm, not just with devotees, with everyone, they remain samadukka sukhakshami. That means what is that realm? That realm is the realm of the Pandavas. Now how we know that Pandavas have that realm? And how we know that Dhritarashtra or Duryodhana or the Kauravas said they do not have that realm? They all belong to Kuru, right? But they are proclaiming themselves as they belong to the Kuru dynasty, not the Pandavas. Now, why this differentiation is coming? Because if they also belong to our dynasty, I have to give something to them. An aspect here, I'll give an example. A devotee writes a letter to his spiritual master. And then through that letter, it is been indicated that, you know what, all the devotees are wonderful. They're doing great. The community is great. Devotees are great. But that devotee did not mention a person who is there at his home. And immediately the teacher will catch that. No, you appreciated everyone. Why didn't you appreciate the person who is there at your home? There might be two reasons for that. One, through familiarity, we do not see what that person is. With generally 99%, that is what happens. 99%, what will happen? We become familiar. I know it happened multiple times. Not just in my life, various other personalities' life also. Through familiarity, what happens? That's okay. I know him. He's not that good of a person. Dear devotees, I haven't seen a real, genuine appreciation of the spouses from the devotees. They appreciate other devotees. For example, if they see another, oh, Prabhu is person. Even in our community, in Tampa community also when I came, I have never noticed one person also like that, who is genuinely honest in that level. They will never appreciate the spouses. Why? Because they're familiar, na? They appreciate every other devotee who comes. Oh, Prabhu, this Prabhu. Oh, this Prabhu does book distribution. Oh, this Prabhu does this. Oh, that Prabhu does this. But his wife or his husband does so much service, they do not appreciate the other person because they can't see good in them. And through that, it is a very clear indication that this appreciation which they are doing to the outside people, that is also superficial, that is also not right appreciation. Dear devotees, not just in Tampa or any everywhere, this is a problem only because they genuinely really don't appreciate the other person because they genuinely don't see the good qualities in them. It's a superficial thing. That means superficially that oh, this person is this because this person is doing this person is doing that. That external things they see, and then that external things are glorified. That external glorification neither will help that person or neither will help the person who's actually speaking. Because internally the consciousness doesn't change. Because internally the heart will always remain in the same way. Now, why am I telling this is, dear devotees, the mentality which Duryodhana is establishing or Dhritarashtra is expressing here is the same mentality which we have, which we need to correct, which we need to address. If we address our consciousness at chapter 1, dear devotees, you will make a lot of progress to understand the science of Krishna consciousness, which Krishna is speaking from chapter 2. I haven't seen one person appreciating their spouses. That means we are unable to see. We are unable to. I remember one senior Vaishnava telling me who is really Krishna conscious is. Genuinely, he is not familiar with his spouse. Hare Krishna. To become familiar, that happens. Dear what is it is important. You see them every day. But to maintain that non-familiar consciousness is not easy. That means for that you should be full Krishna conscious. You should see them on a soul platform. The moment we began using them for sense gratification, we cannot see that. We know how, we actually know by the mercy of the spiritual master how these things are manifesting. Now that Prabhu, that senior Vaishnava is telling to his student, is very nice. He said, you appreciate everyone, but you're not appreciating the person who is there at home. That means he's actually finding the problem, where the problem is, which is important. See, if we are unable to find that problem, that means with entire life we are with our spouses, but internally we are actually putting them down in our consciousness. We are not telling externally, but internally we are putting them down. And then internally, when that putting down is come, obviously by externally also it will come. Because he is our spouse now. I already have children. She will not do anything. She will not go anywhere. We feel like that. So we speak. Oh, she's my aunt now. I can talk to her anything. I already have relation now. She'll not go anywhere. The moment we begin doing that, dear devotees, Krishna will be so displeased with us. Now, why am I telling this is not to find faults. The reason is our acharyas, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is displeased. And this is also one of the core reasons why our chanting doesn't improve. Why? Because we are doing an offense. I remember Zolan Radhana Swami Maharaj telling, if both husband and wife, they treat each other as servant of the, which is impossible actually. But I'm telling, it is impossible. Unless they are full Krishna conscious. If both husband and wife, they treat each other as servant of the servant and serve each other, then that family will be nice. Until that point, the family will not be nice. The family will move. Everyone is living. They do what is cats, dogs, so many living entities are also living. We also live. There's no big deal. There's no difference. That means consciously, if I'm not If I'm not aware of that situation, that means that's a problem. For example, a devotee is a familiarity which is coming with our spouses. Tomorrow the familiarity will come with devotees also. What is the big deal? If you stay with more, if you stay more time with them, you'll be familiar with them. It's no big deal. Either problem here, if there is problem at one side, other side will also be a problem. It's just a matter of time. Through time, familiarity will come. You know why our movement has got stuck right now? Familiarity. What is the biggest problem? Familiarity. This problem has to be curbed. For this problem, to curb this problem, one should actually discuss about that. And one should actually come out of that. Just like Dhritarashtra is actually telling his heart. See, unless and until he opens and tells, nobody knows what he's speaking or what she's understanding. That is what Srila Prabhupada is mentioning here. See, the heart of Dhritarashtra, he's actually telling out. And through that telling out, he's manifesting one important aspect here. What is that important aspect here is he's fearful. No, why, why is fearful? He has everything now. He has land, he has properties, he has assets, he has money, he has gold, he has kingdom, he has everything. Why is he fearful? Because he's not following dharma. He's not following dharma. So if a person doesn't follow dharma, dear devotees, you know what happens? If a person doesn't follow dharma, fear comes from within. You know why we have insecurity within our heart? What a fear. What fear? We might lose something. What do we lose? Something which is material, which has no existence. See, the value, see, 1 year back or 2 years back, the price of gold was something. But now the price of gold is something else. What changed? It doubled or even tripled. I don't know exactly. Why do you see any change? Yes, the only what is the change? The value is changed. But what is this? Where does this belong to? This belong to here. Anything which is changing is materialized. That means the consciousness is continuously changing. One moment you appreciate the person, the other moment you don't appreciate the person. It's quite natural because people have this psychic mentality. Morning they are in one consciousness, afternoon another consciousness, evening in another consciousness. Completely, we are actually shattered these moments. That's why the Vaishnava Acharya, they're actually compassionate on us. They're not envious on us. They're not jealous on us. Oh, because we are leading a big life. We have so much money. They have so much money. No, they're not jealous for that. They know that doesn't have any existence. Bharata Maharaj gave up everything, but still through his goodness, through his compassion, he was connected again. Connected where? Not to Krishna, connected to material nature. Just through compassion only. He was compassionate for that deer. Oh, baby deer, what is happening? That means the sadhus should not be compassionate. The compassionate should be there, but as per time, place, circumstance. Now I'll tell an example. This is an interesting example. A Mataji, she has an anaconda. She has a python at her home. Very small, especially in America. My colleague, she also has a snake at her home. I was just wondering, oh, this example is not natural. No, no, this is happened. Real example. My colleague, then when I saw people with that state of consciousness, I understood, "Arey, this is perfectly matching." My colleague, she also has a snake at her home. So this Mataji, she has a python, a small python. But eventually it will grow. She's feeding. It is growing very nicely, very huge python. And then eventually for 1 week, 10 days, it's not eating. And then this mother, she couldn't understand what's happening. Then she takes the python to the hospital, telling that, you know what, my little baby is not eating anymore. Please check this, doctor. What's happening here? And she seems to be, she's like, she has so much attachment to me. She's always with me only. She's embracing me. She's curling me. She's so nice, she's so dear to me. And then the doctor, he assessed and then he told, because he knows, na, he knows the nature of python. He's a doctor, na, he knows. The doctor, he told, since 10, 15 days, why is she not eating? Because she's trying to assess you, whether it can eat you or not. She's doing an assessment, whether it can eat you or cannot eat. She's trying to figure out. That's why it's fasting. No, this python is also doing tapasya. This is one of the limbs of dharma, tapasya. But see, what is the intention? To kill another person. So the so-called personalities in this world, they also work very hard. That is also tapasya. Why they say, I have to take care of my children, I have to take care of this, take care of that. That is also tapasya. But what is the intention? After taking care of that, give my entire property to my son or my daughter. You remember a few days back I told about this. It's very interesting. As per karma, if you give 50 rupees to a beggar, you're thinking, oh, will I get any bad karma out of this? Because if that to the 50 rupees, if that so-called beggar, if he smokes cigarettes, then he's smoking cigarettes with my given 50 rupees. That means it's a karma. Oh, I don't smoke. Oh, he's smoking. If I give him 50 rupees, that karma will come. Really, Papa? That means tomorrow you give 5 crores to your son. Now he will go to brothel houses. He will do all sinful activities. He will break all dharmic reaction, dharma. That doesn't mean that you don't get karma for that. You give 5 crores to him as your property. Oh, he's my lineage. He's my so-called son or daughter. So that you don't get karma. Hare Krishna. You know how much karma you get? Unlimited. But people don't realize this. Nobody would realize. And then another important aspect here, this is called raga, dear devotees. Why am I telling this is raga. That Mataji is thinking that, oh, this python is very dear to me. Now I'll ask another important aspect. List out 30 people which are very close to you. One teacher was asking a student. A student in the sense they're not students or like fifth class or sixth class. They're big people. They're learning some philosophy, psychology. Again, from the teachings of Gita only. But partially. And that teacher was asking the student. That student she was married, she has children and everything. And the teacher was asking the student, list out 30 people which are very close to you through Facebook, through this, that, your close friends, intimate friends. List out top 30. And then she listed out top 30. And then, oh, you have 30? Okay, good. His father, husband, everything. He has friends, cousins, some close friends, school friends, college friends, office friends, all of them are jogged down 30. He said, just remove 10, which are not that important. She removed 10. 20 are remaining, right? Then again, the teacher said, she said, removing the 10, did you had a problem? She said, no, no problem. 10 is not a big number out of 30. And then those are not my close friends. Okay, let's go. Okay. You have 20 more, right? Remove 10 more from that. Then it was little difficult for her, but she removed her cousins and all the personalities. And few more cousins are remaining. No, 10 more are there. Remove 5 more out of that. Oh, this is very intense for her. She said it's very difficult because they're my very close friends. Some are my cousins who helped me in my life so much. It's difficult. Can you try? She said, yes, I can try. She removed five more. Five are there. Now, what are those five personalities? His husband, two children, three, father and mother. Her father, her mother, husband, three, two children, one boy, one girl, five. Okay. Now the teacher said, can you remove two more from the list? And tell me why you are removing, because now this is your inner circle. You need to give me reasons. Then that that Mataji is very intelligent. And then she removed her father and mother. Then the teacher immediately asked, why did you remove your father and mother? She gave this answer. I belonged to my parents until I was married. And then after that, my life is my husband. So, and I'm grateful for my parents for what they have given me. But as you're telling, I have to remove two. Then, and obviously, they will leave the body soon. Not soon. They will leave this body. So I do not have much connection with them going forward. And but whatever they have given me up until now, I'm grateful for that. Okay, two remove. Three more, right? Now the teacher said, remove two more and tell me whom you will remove. Then she said, I will remove my son and daughter. Then the teacher asked, why? Because son and daughter, based on my understanding in this world, son and daughter, they grow, eventually they fly to US or somewhere else, and they get married, and then they have their own thing. So I do not have much relationship with them after that. So those personalities are also taken away. And you have one person. Who is that person? And why did you keep that person? He's my husband. And I should keep that person because he will be up until I leave or up until he leaves. Up until this body which I have, up until this life which I have, I will be with him. So I should be technically with him. I cannot stay away with him. Okay. Then she said, remove him also. Now you removed everyone. One important aspect which you need to understand here. Now, their class stopped there, but our class began here. Now, what is their understanding is up until this body, up until this life, we have our husband, our spouses, right? That means to what I said at the beginning of the session, whom are we first familiar with, dear devotees? Spouses. We're familiar with our spouses because we see them every day. Okay. I remember my sister telling, it's interesting. My brother-in-law doesn't practice Krishna consciousness. And immediately when he sees my sister or cousin, sister, you know, and he sees his wife, he says, if she is not practicing, or if she is little aggressive, or if she is showing anger to him, and then she says, you practicing, na? Why are you like this? You're practicing, na? You're practicing Krishna consciousness. Why are you like this? It's a common question everyone will tell. Even if husband wife both are practicing, this common question will come. You are practicing Krishna consciousness now. Why are you speaking like this? Why are you aggressive? Why karma is coming? Why krodha is coming? Dear devotees, even if we don't express that aggressiveness, the other party can understand that we are aggressive. Because they will see our face now, our emotion. Even if we see our eyes like this, they understand, oh, he is furious with us. Because if you are seeing that person, even seeing, they can understand, oh, he's aggressive. Now you might tell, I'm not aggressive, but they know that you are aggressive. That means you need to understand or you need to ask this question, why am I aggressive? Why am I aggressive? What is the reason for that aggressiveness? The reason for aggressiveness is two things again, dear devotees. Raga, dvesha. That means we have attachment, we have envy. Through raga, dvesha, aggressiveness comes from the heart. Now that aggression comes at different levels, different stages. One person reacts by speaking out. One person doesn't speak, but internally he is aggressive. He is internally he is putting it down. That is another level of aggression. That both are wrong actually. We need to understand why this aggression is coming. This aggression is only coming because we have some attachment to that. For example, if I do not have attachment to that, the aggression will not come. The attachment should be with the source, the Supreme Personality of God. Here, Dhritarashtra is also showing his aggression by comparing or separating those two families. No, he is not putting Pandavas under Kurus. Please understand. Under Kuru dynasty, he is separating them. The moment we become separatist, we need to understand we are raga. We have raga. Please understand. This raga is deep because we are separatist. For example, if 10 children came to your home for prasad, you invited your school, your daughter's classmates to feed some prasad, to read some Prabhupada book or to do some kirtan. Okay. Now you are putting prasad to everyone. The moment you see your son, you put more. The moment you see your daughter, you put more. Why? Because we don't put everyone equally. Why that is there? Raga, attached. We have attached. That is our son. We feel that is my property. Now Chitraketu Maharaj also felt like that only. Through that raga, what happened when he left? Utmost pain. That means we shouldn't cry when children die. That's not the point. What's the point is, the point is the raga. Through the raga, see, if there is love, genuine love, I'll tell another example. Shiva Shacharya, when he's there, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is dancing at their home, Shiva Shangan, which is there in Mayapur. Shiva Shangan. If anyone goes, they can see. Shiva Shangan, that at that place Chaitanya Mahaprabhu danced. At that place, Shiva Thakur's son, he died. Then all of them are weeping. That's naturally out of love, affection, they're weeping. He immediately said, stop crying. Now, why is he telling stop crying? Not out of telling that, oh, this is material play, this is material world, you're all useless. I don't belong to it because I'm Atma. He's not speaking on this. He's not speaking as like a separatist. He's not speaking through impersonalism, through impersonal philosophy, stating that, oh, wife, nothing useless, children, nothing useless, everything is disconnected. I am Aham Brahmasmi. I do not have any existence. I have to leave from this place. I've seen one family. The husband doesn't stay with the family. He left the family. The family has been taken care by the son. The son is telling my father has left us because he is a spiritualist. That means spiritualist means they should live. What kind of spiritualism is that? Spiritualism is not separatism. We are not separating anyone. We are combining. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wants us to combine. What is relationships? Is it separatist? That means you only have relationship with Krishna. You have relationship with everyone. That begins from our home. I'm talking to myself also. It's important. We should be very serious with this business. If there is a problem at our home, or if there's a problem with any relationship, please understand Krishna is teaching a deeper lesson to us. A deeper lesson. I remember Mr. Master telling to us once, if your children or your wife is not listening to you, please understand because you are not listening to the instructions of the spiritual master and Krishna. That's why they are not listening to you. It's as simple as that. You're familiar with them because you're familiar with the process, because you're familiar with the movement. You know, dear devotees, Krishna will actually reveal through holy name just like that. One time Srila Prabhupada was been, oh Swamiji, how can we are very sinful. This is the mood actually. See the mood, how they're approaching the spiritual master. Oh Swamiji, we are very sinful. We committed sins. We are women hunters. We ate meat. We ate cow meat also. We're very sinful. Can we contract all of this in this lifetime? Prabhupada said one moment you can contract. But for one moment, we don't know how many lifetimes we have to take to come to that one moment. Because you see, because we have so many obstructions. Husband will not agree, children will not agree, this person will not agree, that person will not. We have so many reasons to put them down. But very interesting aspect is after this body, we don't have a guarantee that we'll get a human form of life. Even though we have a guarantee, we have no guarantee that we'll get a human form of life. But still we are in that state of complacency. It means we have so many things. So through that so many things, what is happening? This raga and dvesha is not going out because we continuously think about that only. Just like Dhritarashtra here. Why Dhritarashtra is actually telling Mamaka Pandavasheva Kim Kurvata Sanjaya. The first thing is asking, oh, what happened to my children? That means see, please understand the devotees. The moment Sanjay, Dhritarashtra began speaking, he is asking the first thing. This is what he is asking. What happened to my children? What happened to my children? What happened to my children? If somebody is asking us to write 30 numbers, 30 people, you know what we should write? It depends on our level of Krishna consciousness. If somebody is asking us, what can you leave to become a devotee? What do we leave? What do we leave? Please don't. We don't have to leave anything. I'll stop that. I don't want to go in that because it will become difficult. So let us come back one step. So an important aspect which we need to understand here is Dhritarashtra's mentality. I always ask this question: why is he fearful? Or for example, if the fear comes to us, why is this fear coming? We need to ask this question. If we ask this question, we get the answer. Because Krishna is sitting in the heart now. For example, we are depressed. Why are we depressed? Very important. Why are we fearful? Why are we depressed? Two questions. What is the reason of the depression? You know why depression comes? Same thing if you're assimilating again and again. It's a negative thing, but what is the negative thing I'll tell? For example, your father-in-law or mother-in-law chastise you. If you're assimilating that again and again, you cannot take Krishna conscious. Please understand. You'll be depressed. And whomever you talk, you'll actually discuss that only. You don't discuss the subject matter. Because that subject is becoming more important. Just like Dhritarashtra is actually telling about he's asking about his children. Because he's in a different state, dear devotees. Please understand, he has everything, but still he's fearful. Why? Raga, raga, which is attachment. And this attachment is very deep. This is a disease, material disease, sinful. It's a diseased condition in this world. That's why, dear devotees, nobody likes to take the process on a deeper level. They want superficial Krishna consciousness. That means they want to hear few stories, couple of stories. Krishna lifted Govardhan Hill, few stories, nice pastimes. They should tell some jokes in between. They should laugh, and then happily they should go. It's very interesting. I'll tell an example. Now a person started practicing Krishna consciousness since 1 year, just 1 year only. Now that person is actually speaking Gautam. Only 1 year. The people who are hearing, you know what they will get through that. For example, if they are seeing that person, that how is he leading his life, and then what is he speaking, don't they compare? Through that comparison, don't they leave the process? Do you think they'll stay in the process? They'll not stay in the process. And the person who's actually speaking is not speaking for the benefit of the other person, but the person is actually speaking for himself. There are different ways of speaking, dear devotees. Please understand. The person should actually offer relationship to us. He should extend himself to us. But if the person is actually just merely giving some knowledge, some transformation of some information, stating that, oh, you know what, 4.2.3, this shloka, Prabhupada is telling this. Okay, 4.2.4, this shloka, Prabhupada is telling this. Oh, from this shloka to this shloka, there is a connection. And this connection is this. On 4.6, this is a connection. 4.7, that is a connection. Are you telling the connection? But you ever thought about, but you ever told about the problem which is there in the heart? See, if the problem is removed, connections are naturally established. Even the connection is not established, you will be peaceful, you will be Krishna conscious. Please understand this, dear God. Krishna consciousness is not knowledge. First thing, we need to be convinced with this. Krishna Chaitanya, Krishna consciousness is not knowledge. Krishna consciousness is devotion. Through knowledge, we should actually come to the point of devotion. Actually, I was thinking Krishna consciousness means before I met my spiritual master, I was thinking, oh, I need to by heart all these slokas, or I need to know this sloka in this way. I need to write Bhakti Shastri Bhakti Vaibhav. This is what I should do. I did them, but not the point that we shouldn't read or we shouldn't understand. The core point is we should love Krishna. But how that love comes, somebody has to give now. Now, how is that love manifesting? We should see. It is through the heart of the acharyas we get that love, because it is through their mercy. Are you never discuss about the glories of Srila Prabhupada or his acharyas, and what is this? What are we giving to the other person? If I give knowledge to the other person without giving the acharya's heart, will that person be happy? For example, if I just give dry knowledge, I don't tell the reason behind it, then will that satisfy our heart? Will knowledge ever satisfy our heart? Punarapi janaram, punarapi mananam, jatare sayanam. Bhajo Govindam, Nudamate, Samprapti, Sannihita, Nai Nai Rakrita, Dukrin Karan. Arey, this Vyakarana will not help you, Baba. Shankaracharya, he personally told his disciples, they are all running behind Vyakarana. Vyakarana means Drishtattu Pandavastvaikam Yudam Duryodhanastataha. That means you should speak with with that valor, with that, with Vyakarana, Drishtatva Pandavanikkam. If you are speaking Dushtva Pand, oh, this is not devotion. Drishtastu Pandavanikkam. You should stress that. Vyudham Duryodhanastataha. Oh, if you are stressing, then means you are devotee. If you are quoting some slokas, then means you are devotee. Oh, Sarvadharma, oh, Prabhu, this Prabhu knows slokas, is a devotee. We should see his surrender levels. Then you proclaim him as devotee. Is he surrendered? How much surrender he is? What is it? How deep is connected to his spiritual master? How deep is connected to the acharyas? How is he faithful to them? Is he honest to them? These are the measurements we should check. Dear devotees, you should actually know who devotee is. Otherwise, you will proclaim everyone as devotee. Please understand. You should actually proclaim who that person is. This science nobody is teaching. Please understand. Nobody teaches this science. And if you did not find who that person is, how can you hear from him? How can you understand the truth? How can you know that truth? Exactly this is what happening with Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra is not understanding Krishna. Dear devotees, I was actually thinking about this. Krishna is personally present with Dhritarashtra. He is unable to perceive who Krishna is. Now Krishna is not personally present. Then how can we understand who Krishna is? I always think about this. Are, Dhritarashtra is actually seeing Krishna, but he doesn't want to follow. Out of raga. That means if we don't see Krishna and we cannot perceive him, we are seeing Krishna but we cannot perceive him. If we are not seeing presence of the Lord on a day-to-day basis, then how can we take his teachings? If we don't know who that person is, how can we take this? This Gita is what? It's his teachings, na? If we know that we don't know the person, how can we take the truth? Very important. Now, once again, I'm not envious to that person. That's very important. We should understand with what level we are speaking. We should know with what is the intention of this speaking. We can speak, but we should understand unless and until the surrender is established in one's consciousness. Actually, I was speaking with a devotee about this. Prabhu, if the surrender principles are not established in your consciousness, please understand there is no progress in Krishna consciousness. That means whatever you speak, whatever you do, will not have effect to the other person. That means you cannot impact the other person. Their heart will not change. I remember a beautiful aspect. When spiritual master is giving a service, he will think 100 times about that service before he gives that service. Will he take it? Will he if I give this service, will he be proud? Will arrogance come into his consciousness? How he will lead, how he will do it, what kind of mentality he's establishing. They will think about all of this, just like a father did. If you see, if a father gives a cycle to the son, you know how many times he'll think where he will go with this cycle. Will he fall down? Or will he go in the grounds and then play continuously? Don't they think about us? Why are they thinking about us? Out of love only, na? Out of love and affection. That is the primary reason. Right? Exactly, Krishna, spiritual master, they think about us like that. This is a person, not dear devotees. Dear devotees, if you have a loving relationship with your parents, you can assimilate how much love Krishna is loving us. Please understand how much love the spiritual master is loving us. But if we do not have a loving relationship with our parents, what happens? That leads to impersonalism. But if a person has a loving relationship with their parent, actually I'll tell something. After coming to Krishna consciousness, my relationship with my parents improved. I'm talking more with them because actually I'm thinking about them. Because when I was in US, I was intensely praying, oh my dear Lord, please give them proper health so that at least before I go to India, they should be in a safe hand. They should have good health. They should practice Krishna consciousness. Then when they're leaving this body, please allow me to stay with them. So that is my service now. They gave me birth. How can I leave them? Some devotees they say, you leave parents. Krishna consciousness, that is all Maya, man. Leave parents. Leave wife, leave children, leave husband. That is all Maya. You practice, you come to temple, you leave them. So I see so many families actually disturbed like that. Because they say, your husband you leave, wife you leave. Just ignore them, man. It's Maya. It's illusion. See, cheating. The same Krishna conscious, same principles only. Maya is there, dear devotees, but that through that we shouldn't tell like that. The devotees Krishna gave a husband and a wife for a relation, for as a service. There is a deep responsibility for us. A deep responsibility. If we miss that responsibility, what is happening? Whom are we cheating? Are we not cheating Krishna? That means Krishna's given relationship, we are missing that relationship. That means if you are not seeing good in the spouse, this is what we discussed in the beginning of the session. If you are not seeing the good in the spouses, then how can we see good in the Vaishnava? How can we see good in the Krishna? The person who is next to us, we are not able to see good in them. How can we see good in them? That means the good, so-called good we are facing is not actually the real good. That means we need to address this also. We need to address this first. I'm a spiritual master telling a senior Vaishnava, oh, you want to practice this Krishna consciousness or you want to spread the mission of Srila Prabhupada more, then how about your parents? You're not giving the truth to them. That means you have to miss your parents. That means they have to leave you. Your parents are also important, na? Then that Prabhu actually took that very seriously. Because it is important, they don't. How can we leave anyone? Cannot leave anyone here. No, what is this? Why are we discussing this is a transformation from raga to prema. Please understand. That is the whole point, na? Raga has to be transformed. Dhritarashtra is raga only until his sons left, still in raga only. After son left, still in raga only. Vidura continuously telling him again and again, again, again. This is service of the spiritual. He continuously tells us again and again, again. Leave this, leave this, leave this, leave this. That's a beautiful lesson which we learn through the shloka one. And what is the reason of fear? Again, same. What will happen to my assets? Where will I go? If my children and this there is another reason for this. Because as they are not following the principles of dharma, dear devotees, as they are not following the principles of dharma, what is happening is if one doesn't follow the principles of dharma, his heart will not be his heart will be heavy because he knows he's doing some cheating in the background. His heart will not accept. Through that not acceptance, fear will come. Now that fear, what is that fear? That is the cause of all the problems. Na? If Kamsa would have accepted those words and then took the shelter of Narada Muni's words, stating that, oh dear Narada Muni, can you please help me? How do I come out of this? He never asked that question to Narada Muni. If he would have asked this, Krishna's manifestation would have been different. But his mood was totally different. He doesn't want to follow Dharma. And then he actually wanted to kill all the children who are born in that particular time, thinking that he is Krishna. He calls all the children around the vicinity and then he kills everyone. Papre. See, out of fear only he is doing this. But rather he would have submitted himself. Understand this, dear devotee. Submission is so deep. If one submits in a right way, with the right mentality, then he will make a lot of progress in Krishna consciousness. But if the submission is not there, it's the greatest problem. Dhritarashtra is not submitting here. He knows he can submit, but he doesn't want to submit out of raga. See, understand this, dear. The attachment is so deep. It will not allow us to take real shelter. It will not allow us to go to right association because it is deep. Dhritarashtra knows if he follows Dharma, he'll be happy. He knows that if he follows Dharma, he will be out of fearfulness. But he doesn't want to do it. This is the trick of the material nature. That means it will give us something so that we are not taking the other thing. It will show us something so that we are holding those things. When I hold those things, I'm missing the other thing. When that Mataji was being told, you want your husband, who is the real husband? Krishna. For him, one should develop that consciousness that he should leave everything. Because eventually, when the death comes, we will leave everything. We'll leave everything. Oh, devotees are not fearful of death because they understand the nature of this world. They understand what has to be done, how we should do it. But if you want to be convinced with the process, then the devotion has to deepen. How the devotion will deepen? When the attachments are removed from our consciousness. When that mentality is taken away. The first is itself cutting, dear devotees. Cutting the roots. First statement is removing raga, dvesha. First statement in Gita. Now through raga, dvesha, what are happening, we will see in the coming slokas. But please understand, an important aspect which we need to perceive is, if this raga, dvesha is there in our consciousness, then everything will be topsy-turvy. That means urdhva mula madhoshaka. That means we will be in the material plane. We cannot perceive the spiritual consciousness. We cannot perceive the consciousness. We cannot perceive the happiness which comes through separation. We cannot see the other person's services. We cannot see their good qualities because raga and dvesha is there. I'll tell another aspect and then I'll conclude. Dear devotees, like you remember, I told that more knowledge is also dangerous. You know why just knowledge without a relationship is dangerous? Knowledge without bhakti is very dangerous. Why? Because if I have that knowledge, I will see the other person through that knowledge only. Please understand. That means the heart will be hard. The heart will be heavy. Because through mere knowledge only I'm seeing that other person. Which is actually not good. Because when I see through that knowledge, through the other person, what happens? See, this person is not practicing, or that person is not practicing. Let me put him down. See, internally itself, this comes. The mind will tell us, see, he's not practicing. See, you're practicing, he's not practicing. See, you're getting up, he's not getting up. See, you're acting on this whole platform, he's not acting on this whole. You're taking cold shower, he's not taking cold shower. You're hearing every day, he's not hearing every day. Or he only comes once in a week. Or he only does this, he only does that. He's not doing all of these things. He's eating out also in the restaurant. What is this mentality? This mentality what happens is it breaks the relation. Not just that, it also develops so much gap between two persons. So much gap. You remember a few days back, Dipali Mataji was asking, how can I serve with a person where he is actually envious? Discussed about that, right? Because from where this envy is coming? It's coming from the consciousness only, from the heart. Because the heart has anarthas. It is coming from the heart. That means we are actually feeling that we don't know. We really don't know whether he's envious or not. We ourselves might perceive that we are envious. He is envious towards us. For example, he's not speaking to you. You understand he's envious. Easily we will judge the other person. Now, on top of that, if knowledge is added, we will even judge more. That's why, along with that knowledge, we should always carry the person. When we carry the person through the knowledge, what happens? That gives the stability and that leads to devotion. Don't we discuss knowledge? We discuss knowledge also. But do we ever discuss knowledge without a person? We never discuss knowledge without a person. Because the person only gave that knowledge. Mere knowledge discussion is impersonal. There's no person in that. And that will not give satisfaction. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was actually continuously discussing about the passions of Prahlad Maharaj and Dhruva Maharaj only. Personal. They wanted to discuss about the magnanimity of Prahlad Maharaj, of his glories. See, Lord himself wanted to discuss about Prahlad Maharaj. Lord himself wanted to discuss about Dhruva Maharaj, about his caliber, about his acceptance, about his faith in the process. They're not merely discussing just the austerities which they have done, no. Discussing the glories of that person. That is bhakti. Why we discuss about Srila Prabhupada every day? Because it is his heart only, na? He gave us everything. He gave us through his caliber, through his acceptance of Krishna consciousness. So many beautiful devotees came. Now, through that beautiful devotees, we are getting that association. Through his wonderful followers, we are actually taking the association of Srila Prabhupada. He's always there. But the moment we begin discussing about the ill of the other devotee on the name of spirituality, this is the problem. If there is a common man, all devotees, I remember this senior Vaishnava was telling, he tells all of you will come and tell your problems. That he is not good, she is not good, he is not good, somebody else is not good. But when I see that person, how should I see? Should I see the problem which you told me? That means I should see that person as he is. That means I should have even more higher consciousness than the consciousness what you told me or what you gave me. That's why we discuss that if a person is actually speaking ill about the other devotees, please leave that place immediately, because next time when you see that person, you remember that. Because their consciousness is not that developed. The moment we see that person, oh, that negative quality will come. The moment we hear about Indra, the negative thing also will come first. Oh, why he did rain. Or any Devi Devata. But they have beautiful qualities, which we don't know. That means negative has more impact on us. Please understand. Because that is what is there inside. If that is what is there inside, that is what will come outside. If you have unlimited devotion towards the spiritual master and the Lord, that will come. Forget about that. Forget about whether the other person how he is taking or not. That doesn't matter. If you know that person, discuss good Krishna Katha. If you don't know, just simply leave that place. Do not discuss mundane stuff anywhere. That's not helping any one of us. We should avoid that kind of association. What is this mundane discussions? So no value. It doesn't have any existence. So likewise here, Dhritarashtra is actually a fearful state. He has everything, but still is fear. Why? Because he knows dharma, but he doesn't want to follow. This is the exact mentality of a conditioned soul. This is what happened in this. This is what will happen in his heart. One senior Vaishnava practicing 25 years, he came to our community in Ongole, and then he said, Prabhu, after seeing this community, I understood that I'm practicing since 25 years. I'm hearing from big personalities, but in my heart, that insecurity is never taken away. I still carry insurance, that insurance, this insurance, that policy, this policy. If this will happen, that I will do that. If that will happen, I'll do this. I have plans and arrangements for all of these things. But I don't see one devotee also here with that consciousness because they're selfless. That is what is Krishna consciousness. Depending on the Lord, depending on the acharyas, their words, their wisdom, their truth. And he said, through Bhagavad Dharma, you're actually transforming the heart of everyone. So this is what is important. Bhagavad Dharma, discussing, association, Shravana, Kirtana, sitting together, discussing, sitting together, chanting, sitting together, doing some services. Nothing else should be there in our life. Give love to the children to teach these principles. You should actually tell for them to come to the state what you have been through in your life. You should tell your children, otherwise they will not understand. You should tell them. You should tell what is happening in the background. If they perceive, they see, if they catch the background thing, then they'll give respect. Then they'll accept. But to catch that background, we should become very pure in Krishna consciousness. Follow the dharma. Tapasaucham daya satyam, very attentive. When you do that, the fear will go away from the heart. It doesn't matter who is speaking this, who is speaking that, doesn't matter. Just follow the four regulative principles and then be humble. Be accept that situation and then move forward. If somebody is chastising it, that is good actually. Actually, I was talking to my mother in the morning and discussing a situation. And she is actually telling that is good for us. Trinada Pisanicha. Thoroughly research. She's telling, you know what Maharaj said? That is what she started telling me. She's telling Trinada Pisanicha. I said, perfect. We'll continue aspiring that. So through loving relationships, what happens is you discuss Katha only, Krishna Katha. You share that only. Now she's sharing her wisdom because she has a lot of experience now. She's sharing her wisdom. She says that if somebody is chastising us, that is good for us. I said, wow, mother, you're great. And she also said you should accept. Wow, wow, wow. Wonderful, wonderful. You're exactly repeating the words of the spiritual master. And she's actually following also. And when my father says something, she doesn't speak. She accepts. And then moves forward. This kind of training we should take, dear devotees. Even 40, 50 years also after marriage, we don't understand who the other person is. We should understand why that person is actually having that problem. We should tell. You should have a relation. It's very important. When we accept that situation, see, Dhritarashtra doesn't accept because no relation. Na? He doesn't want to come into that realm. Please understand why the fear is there in the heart. Vitaraga bhaya krodha manmana mamupasada. When manmana mamupasada is coming, that means meditating about the Lord and His glories. Then raga, vita, raga, bhaya, krodha will be removed from the consciousness. Baudo janadapasa, putamabhama shritaha. We're discussing, understanding, going deeper, trying to find that road. अरे निकालना है उसको बाहर अंदर जाके निकालना है उसको. Should remove that from the conscious. It doesn't belong here. Should remove that. This is what we need to aspire. Krishna consciousness is this only, dear devotees. When your heart becomes pure, are all the pastimes will manifest in your heart. Then the moment you open Bhagavad, wow, this is wow. You feel wow, amazing. Wow factor will come. Wow, everything is wow. Krishna, you lifted Govardhan, beautiful, amazing. You lifted for your devotees. You have so much love for your devotees. You love them so much. Out of love, for protection, you lifted Govardhan. You saved all the devotees. Wow. So you're saving me also. Wow. Amazing. Not just that, not just all the Brijavas, you're saving me also from this materialistic realm, from this materialistic anxieties. You're removing me from all these anxieties. Thank you. You gave me beautiful association. You gave me spiritual master. Thank you, my dear Lord. Now, my dear Lord, please give me an opportunity to serve you. This is the reason, only reason you should go to the Lord. That's why you should have deep relation. Then these things will manifest. Hare Krishna. Krishna will come to you, Prabhu. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur told you, "Arey, don't try to see Krishna. Act in such a way that Krishna will see you." What is that acting? What acting is not acting. How do we lead our life? Act in such a way. No, we do acting. Oh, Prabhu, by your mercy and everything. No, not that acting. Internally, from the heart should come. The spiritual master always tells me. It should come from the heart. Jayadeva Goswami, when his hands, legs were cut off, he actually glorified the Lord, Dashavatara Stotra. At that moment, that means only this head is there, this body is there. The hands are cut off, legs are also cut off. Blood is oozing from his body. In that blood, oozing of the blood, he is actually Dashavatara Stotra. He chanted, Tabakara Kamala Bare Naka. Chanted this. Adbhuta Shringa. Kalita Hiranyakashipurtanubringa. Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa. Jaya Jagadesha Hare. Jaya Jagadesha Hare. Jaya Jagadesha Hare. Dashavatara Shotra, he glorified all the incarnations of the Lord. Matsya Avatar, Varaha Avatar, Vamandev, Lord Ramachandra. Beautiful. When his hands or legs are cut off. Now, this is a proof of a pure soul. No matter what happens, everything is Krishna conscious. Every situation he uses to uplift his consciousness. Every situation he uses not just to uplift his consciousness. His consciousness is already uplifted. He used to glorify the Lord and the Acharyas. Thus they are free from Raga and Dvesha. They do not have Raga and Dvesha in their heart. This has to manifest in our consciousness. Otherwise, no matter what we have, we will always have problems. Your heart and heart, you'll have problems. This person is not saying, that person is not saying. You see, I cooked so much, my husband did not appreciate me. My daughter son did not appreciate. I cooked very nicely. I cooked pasta today. I cooked pizza. They said, "Arey, this pizza is mummy is dummy. This pizza is not good." This is still we should be humble. We should accept. We should teach them. We should train right now. Just chastise them. Give relation, chastise them. We should tell them nicely. Should train them. Hare Krishna. Thank you. We should not have raga, but we should have love towards all. It's very important. Whatever Dhritarashtra, whatever Duryodhana wants to do, Dhritarashtra is granting, granting, granting. This is called as raga. Oh, my child, he will know. I should give him this, I should give him that. Oh, he's asking cell phone, let me give him. He's asking that, let me give him. Oh, he's asking this dress, that dress. She's asking Barbie. She's asking this, she's asking that. Let me give him, let me give him. Raga, 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 raga. Give, 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 give. And then they will leave us one day. Because we never gave that relation. We just only gave whatever they asked. Through that relationship is not built. Hare Krishna. Thank you. I took little extra today. Sorry, yesterday I couldn't continue because I had a problem at home. I couldn't continue. But today I had an opportunity. By the mercy of the Lord and the spiritual master, an opportunity, got an opportunity to discuss. So, thank you. If I caused an inconvenience through my words, please excuse me. Hare Krishna. Anyone would like to add anything? Please, please tell. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी धन्यवाद प्रणाम ऑल कृष्ण शिला प्रभुपाद
Amma Hare Krishna. Amma.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Prabhuji, today you gave us very nice practical analogies and accepting that we are not acknowledging uh, the the work or whatever the service spouse do for the family or how the relationship should be acknowledged and as you said that we are not accepting that what we are doing about our relationship, that is important because Dhritarashtra did not accept that he is not acknowledging the Pandavas. He is only thinking about Kauravas because there is no relationship built. So Prabhuji, thank you so much for highlighting this angle of Krishna consciousness. It is very important also to have building relationship among the families, and because we are all, as you mentioned about His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj says, like husband, wife, all are like the servant of the Lord Krishna, and we should see them through that angle. It's very important, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for your nice discussion today. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Seeing the truth from that angle is very important. Otherwise, this world will baffle us so many ways. As for example, if you are a little sensitive, if somebody tells you something, that's it, we are upset. Why did he told? And we think about that for 1 month, 2 months, 1 year, 2 years. And then after a few years, you'll tell, oh, you know what? When we were married, you did that. When your parents came, this is what you told me. अरे यार अभी 12 साल 15 साल हो गए. You're telling now. That means you're thinking about that continuously when you see them or when they see you, or you're remembering or thinking about it regularly. Because I forgot that what you're asking. I have no idea what you're talking about. You should have asked there itself, then and there itself. So people do carry the words. So we should be more careful while we are speaking to anyone. Very, very vigilant. That's why, dear devotees, we should be fully Krishna conscious. Though this Vachavega is very dangerous. Duryodhana is not thinking. He's chastising Vidura. Who's Vidura? Is a pure soul. He's chastising. He's doing Vaishnava offense. Vaishnava aparadh. He's chastising left and right. He did not speak about Vidura, he left. He took the association of Maitreya. This is the nature of a pure soul. They will take the opportunity, they will use those opportunities, and then they will try to advance more and more in Krishna consciousness. That's what we should aspire. So our word should be very careful, very important. We should be very careful, dear devotees. When you begin practicing more and more Krishna conscious, people will watch you, people will see you. We shouldn't give them an opportunity so that they are finding faults. That means the faults we should be like fault free. Not just in the devotee circle at home. Because the real Krishna conscious, they will actually see. Not the devotees who meet you once in a week. They will not see who we are. The real Krishna conscious comes, our children will see us. If they really see, oh, my mother is really transformed, then they will ask, oh, Mama, what are you doing now these days? How is your heart changed? What are you doing? Then you tell, oh, I'm hearing every day, I'm chanting. Then you tell, oh, you also hear, you also do hear, you also chant, you should also come to hearing. Your heart will also change. This is how, not just us, that means first we should come out now. Then we can help our dependents. First we should come out now. If we are not convinced with this, then how can we come out of this? Cannot come out. That means that we should be convinced. That means whatever we are doing at home, everyone is watching. Forget about that. Krishna is watching. Now I'm alone at home. Krishna is watching. After the call, after I put after this class is completed, what am I doing? Krishna is watching. Practical. Krishna consciousness is practical. My mother-in-law comes after. My mother-in-law, my wife, they all went to the farm. So I'm at home. They will come after a couple of hours. They will ask you, what did you do? You're alone. Should have come. I said introspection, going more deeper. If I have a service, I'll come. There is no service, just seeing the trees. What will I do? Should have a service. This is a service. This is service for me. This is my service to the spiritualist. We all want to be serious, dear devotees. Please, when you come India, please visit. Please don't forget me when you come to India. Hare Krishna. I want to take personal association of yours. Now I can't come to America because America is done. But when you come to India, please don't forget me. I know you're all very intelligent, very great people. Please come for a day or two. It's important that relation.
Ribol,
What
ribol.
is this? Relation. Krishna consciousness is a relation. We will only understand through relation. Please understand. Arjuna only understood because he has a relation. Duryodhana couldn't understand because he has no relation. Because he keeps Krishna on the side track. Why is putting Krishna on the side track? Why Dhritarashtra is putting Krishna on the side track? Krishna also told them, right? But still they're not listening. Why? They don't want to accept him. They don't want to accept. Very important. Bhakti is done with love, dear devotees. Our chanting should be done for the pleasure of them. Never think that this chanting eventually will take us back to God if we have good consciousness. But never do simply chanting for that. Please don't do that. That becomes karma kanda. Please don't do that. It's a mere, oh, if I chant, I'll go to Goloka. Don't do like that. Please, I beg at you. If you want, I'll catch your feet also. Please don't do that. Do it for the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada. Do chant for his happiness. Do chant for the happiness of his followers. Then you'll chant for the happiness of the Lord. Please understand. Chant for them. Chant your Solamala for them, 16 rounds for them. When you chant for them, you are chanting your happiness, you'll already be there. This is a part of that now. Because this Krishna consciousness is part of him only. It's not us. Because we know Krishna before also, before coming to the moment. We just know Krishna as a lover boy. Nothing more. We don't know anything about anything else. Oh, he is a lover boy. That's it. But by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, by the mercy of his followers, we are understanding this. We are trying to understand who this person is. Dear devotees, when you try to come out of these anarthas, then you'll understand how difficult these anarthas are. It's important. That's why Krishna is telling, train up, train up, train up. Train up my child, train up my child. Understand this truth. More, more, more on a deeper level. But this raga desha has to go on. They have to go. Cannot stay in the heart. It will not stay. I remember my spiritual master telling today for us very nicely told us, I will only tell these anarthas only when we have. Once these anarthas are gone, I will never discuss about that. I'm telling only because we have now. Why I will see you through those anarthas? No, once your anarthas are gone, we'll discuss beautiful things. We'll discuss about the intricate pastimes of the Lord. Devotion and separation, raganuga bhakti. There's so much deep, deep things are there, dear devotees, in devotion. Spontaneous devotion. So much. We have to go. We have to go through. For that, surrender is a basic principle. Surrender is a base. Surrender is a base. We should surrender to the spiritual master, to the instructions of them. When that happens, if they become our life and soul, Srila Prabhupada and his followers, they become our life and soul, then it will be amazing. Hare Krishna. Sorry, anyone else would like to add anything? Otherwise, we'll stop here.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhu. Prabhu, thank you so very much for the beautiful class, Prabhu. Very practical, day to day. The importance on very practically beautiful example, which we always think about on if there is a higher consciousness person coming in, we behave a different way compared to if he's not in the room and in the house. Then the behavior is different. That's because of familiarity, and that's because of raga. And if that raga attachment or feelings are not connected to Krishna, not connected to the spiritual master, then that's very dangerous. It's not on the soul platform. For it to be on the soul platform, always have to think, always have to check the consciousness at that moment, whether it's a raga on the familiarity platform, which is the gross bodily, my child, my husband, or actually am I thinking on a soul platform for their benefit to make them also get closer to Krishna. For that, I have to be closer to Krishna, closer to spiritual master first. Am I following the orders? Am I following the instructions? Am I listening attentively, carefully, and then applying? So that then only I get that realization at that moment also. Right, true. To check also, it's a mercy to remember what we discussed in the class. Otherwise, how can I apply? Otherwise, I'll be going even more deeper and deeper into my false ego. Oh, I said, why is it not getting done? Though it's a good one, though it's a good thought in the heart to start with, but then slowly, slowly, slowly it drops to the false ego level if I don't check at the start of the conversation. So thank you so very much, Prabhuji. Appreciate it.
Yesterday when I was walking, I was just thinking about this. If a sadhaka surrenders or not, if a sadhaka submits or not, if a sadhaka serves or not, the mind is always agitated. Unless and until the mind takes the shelter completely to the words of the spiritual master by accepting him fully, until that point of time, the mind will throw so many things. Because Arjuna, please understand this, dear about it. This is not something superficial which we are discussing. This is a very important aspect. Are we greater than Arjuna? No. Are we more intelligent than Arjuna? No. We do not have one quality also what Arjuna has. That Arjuna is baffled. Please understand. That is actually the source of this Gita. He was baffled up. Now Acharya says that it's an arrangement, but still that's a bafflement. He's put down. He's kept in that state. Through that putting down only he surrendered himself. That means if there is no problem, then we don't surrender. We don't come to that place. That means the so-called surrender which we are thinking is actually not surrender. This is what came into my consciousness. The so-called surrender which we are thinking, that means if the mind is still agitating, means it is still not yet there in that plane, that complete acceptance is not yet there. That means it's more deeper we should go into the, should check more. More acceptance should come. It's important. Please understand, people like Arjuna have that state. Bharat Maharaj have that state. Please understand. Who are we? Conditioned souls. No connection, no relation, no nothing. What is our thing? So our only hope is the shelter of the acharyas. We have no shelter in this world for us. Their words, their followers. That's the only shelter. Otherwise, where do we go? We go nowhere. It's very important. Hare Krishna. So, and that Mataji was not pointing to the person who's there in the home. There are two reasons. I did not tell the second reason. The first reason is out of familiarity, but the second reason is if I glorify that person, he might be puffed up. That is also another reason. Out of affection to that person. In their heart, they have good intention to that person. So there are various reasons also. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Anyone else? Or we'll stop here.
Which you just want to add, if in case we don't want, this is what I was thinking. If we don't hear attentively and submissively, if we don't hear, then the impressions that the mind will bring in is something that we have seen in the past from the child, like those movies and all those talks with relatives and so forth. Whatever they have told, that those impressions would come, and we think, okay, this is something coming from my mind, sorry, from my heart rather than mind. But it's actually the mind which is tricking, bringing those impressions. That's why it's
Because it has taken that association before, na?
exactly, bro.
Those will come. You know when they will come? When you're alone.
Yeah.
When you have some time. Those things will come. When you have some free time, then you'll go YouTube and then find that video and then watch it.
Hmm.
Hare Krishna.
So, thank you so much.
Earlier, to watch a movie, they have to wait for a week when we are children. But now they simply go into YouTube and then type that movie, and the Maya has become more closer to us. Earlier it was come once a week. Somebody in some homes there's no television. My daughter is actually talking to my my sister's children. She saw television in the background. She's asking, "Do you have TV at your home?" Then I said, they have TV, but they don't watch. That's what I said. So we should be proactive. We should keep them in right state. For that, we should be completely dependent. Now the Maya is more close. It's see more and more. The more the days will advance, the practice of Krishna consciousness will be difficult. It will become difficult. It will not be easy. You'll not find devotees who will actually tell us this is how we should be. You'll find people in YouTube, but you'll not find persons who are actually telling us personally. Interaction will be reduced. So it's important. More and more going forward, it will be difficult to practice Krishna consciousness. So before that happens, we should be fully Krishna conscious. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Your Vamshula Prabhu, please take over the call. Continue your bhajan.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for going so deep into the first verse of Bhagavad Gita. Just with the word Mamaka, you have told us so much about Raga, Bhaya, Krodha, and the attachment that Dhritarashtra have, and comparing how that we all have the same thing. We think Dhritarashtra is somebody very envious and a bad guy, but it is within us also. And thank you for comparing that with our regular life, and how we can get over that. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Today is a very auspicious day of the appearance day of Advaita Acharya, who is one of the Panchatattvas and incarnation of Lord Vishnu and Sadashiva. So let's finish the Advaita Ashtakam we started yesterday, last 4 verses. This